Salutations, Illumineers, and welcome to the Lorcana Rundown. I'm Silver.
I'm Andrew.
And today we're talking about the elephant in the room. Not that Dumbo isn't in set 1, but that there is a very real shortage of product in Lorcana right now. If you've been paying attention to anything I've written or this show, I've been fairly optimistic to this point that things will be available. Everything is fine, but unfortunately the Kool-Aid hasn't taken.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but this is kind of a new game, and there's always going to be some things that are going to go a little funky.
So basically, the rumor is that September 1st's retail launch is not going to be the magical cure-all for the supply and demand issues Lorcana has been facing. In fact, I've been hearing that September 1st retail allocation is even lower than local game stores. So for anybody hoping to suddenly score boxes upon boxes of product and get cheap singles after the first, we're probably not going to see that. Now, there is a silver lining.
Mm-hmm.
Since LGS release, there has been a market drop in the price of singles on eBay and TCG Player. So it should be getting easier to build your decks, but it will take time.
Which, speaking of which, we were lucky enough to get a couple boxes here. Just to kind of show them off.
And they are sealed.
They are sealed, yes.
Got a little strip here. They're not like messed up here. Nobody has repacked them. That's a big problem people have been having.
I believe it.
If the corners are damaged, and it's like... Anyway, so we're just going to open these.
And talk about stuff with Lorcana.
Do I have to do it slow?
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it slow? Okay, Kid on Christmas.
All right. Here we go.
All right, so you've been thinking about building Amber and Ruby control, right?
For the most part, yeah. That's been kind of my go-to on Pixelborn, which if you don't know what Pixelborn is, it is a fun little fan-made online version of Lorcana that somebody has lovingly made. And let's see what we get here. I want to look at the good stuff here.
You always cut to the good stuff.
We got Lilo. I like Lilo.
Ooh,
Tamatoa. And then a foiled Donald Duck Musketeer. I like that, actually. But yeah, no, I'm actually wanting to build Ruby Amethyst Control, which has been a fun little deck that I've been playing with on Pixelborn. And it's not going to be a cheap deck. I know that.
Yeah, so the biggest downside right now is that the good cards, which is to say the cards that are staples in the top most competitive decks right now, are expensive. The enchantments are...
I'm sorry, but I just pulled an enchanted Mickey.
Of course you did!
So yeah, just have to put that out there. Enchanted Mickey, boom, looking good. Along with a Mother Gothel and a Captain Hook.
I hate you.
So does a lot of people, but...
well, this pack's definitely not going to top that. I've got a Tangled, a Stitch, Archimedes, Stampede.
I've just been kind of showing these off.
Oh, okay then. But anyway, the problem with Ruby and Amber Control is that you need, what, 4 Be Prepareds?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Ruby Amethyst.
Oh, Ruby Amethyst.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm doing Ruby Amethyst because of the card draw, personally. But, yeah, Be Prepared is a huge one. We also have, what else is in there? We got Maui that's in there. You got Maleficent, the dragon version of Maleficent.
Yeah, the dragon... Oh, that's unfortunate. We got a legendary, but it's Taka.
Scar and Jafar, Keeper of Secrets.
So the big 3 right now of non-enchantment cards seems to be Rapunzel, gifted with healing,
Yeah.
and you run 3 of those
For which one did you say?
for your ruby set, ruby amethyst.
Yeah,
control
what was the
deck.
card again?
Oh, Rapunzel, gifted with healing, the one that you draw when she heals.
No, I don't run that because that's Amber. That
I promise
Rapunzel's
I'm
Amber.
keeping up with this conversation. I keep saying Ruby Amethyst and then giving him Amber cards.
Let's see. Ooh, Beast is always good.
Hey, this would be a decent draft setup because we pulled Taka and we've got Moana.
Oh yeah, we got Iago. I like Iago. And Ariel, if you want to run the Ariel combo. But yeah, no. So with Ruby Amethyst, the biggest issue with it right now is that it is an expensive deck to build because right now all of the singles, like the rares, super rares, legendary, I guess if we want to call them, are just really expensive right now. They're just really up there because of product being so limited at the moment.
A lot of the rares have come down. Right now, I think the total is 16 cards selling at or above $10.
Not bad.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Lantern and
Do it again.
do it again. But like I was saying, Rapunzel, Belle, and Elsa are kind of the big 3 right now for the most expensive. Each of those is running, what, $20 plus?
Roughly, yeah. It is running about $20 plus right now. For basically the main staples. And Elsa, I think it's over 30 right now. And that's what one of the cards that I run in the Ruby Amethyst deck is Elsa.
You have how many of those unpleasant little ladies?
I believe I have 3 in the deck.
3 in the deck? So, the last time we played on Pixelborn, I was playing Emerald Amethyst Bound.
Apple.
And he was playing his control deck. I got up to 19 Thor,
You sure did.
and then he just locked me down for the rest of the game and managed to close the game out with Elsa and Maleficent Dragon.
Yeah, it was 19-3. And I was able to come back and win it because I was just able to control everything, especially with Ursula helping a lot.
I feel like people are sleeping on Ursula just because she's a very good very good character for multiplayer games.
Oh, speak of the devil.
And she appears.
Elsa has appeared. Gotta
The
check.
queen herself, and Kuzco, who puts in a lot of work in my control deck. Well, bounce deck. What was I talking about? Anyway, the thing you have to make sure you do with Ruby that I am slowly learning is don't overcommit until after you see the Be Prepared come out.
I mean, there's a lot of other things. I mean, Be Prepared is kind of a major thing to deal with. Yes, it's something you have to be prepared for, which if you don't know what Be Prepared is, it is a song action that can be sung by something that costs 7 or more, or you cast it for 7, and it banishes all other minions. Oh, nice.
Ooh, and a foil just in time.
Nice. It's basically one of the only actual board. I think it is the only board wipe in the game right now.
It's
right?
the only traditional board wipe in the game.
Right. Now there are other ways which actually works out perfectly. There is another combo that you can use using this card here, Grab Your Sword. And then if you are able to shift in a Giant Tinkerbell, which what Giant Tinkerbell does is when she comes out, she deals 1 damage to each of your opponent's characters. So basically what people will do is they will have Tinkerbell, shift a Giant Tinkerbell on top of it, so it deals 1, and then exert it to sing Grab Your Sword.
Ooh.
Doing 3 damage to everything, which usually clears a board.
Yeah, that's gonna take out all but like,
A few things.
yeah, the higher cost, 7 and 8s.
I'm gonna tell you right now, these boxes are pretty good.
This box has been spicy.
This box has been very spicy.
That box has been spicy. You've got Elsa and Gantu. Gantu? I should know this. It's my favorite Disney movie.
I think it's Gantu. Ooh, Sword of Truth. I like Sword of Truth. Ooh, and Musketeer's Tabard. I like Musketeer's Tabard. Ooh, and a foil Hades.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Let's see, we got Gaston, Hakuna Matata, Magic Rooms, Sudden Chill, Philoctetes. I just watched that the other day.
Oh, okay.
Scepter of Arendelle, by the way, is really good. So it's only an uncommon. It costs 1. It is inkable. But you tap it and chosen character gets support. So it's a really great way to just get a buff on your characters without having to put too much work into it. And the fact that it's a low-cost inkable makes it absolutely important for the aerial combo deck that he mentioned earlier. Because every time you play an artifact, or not an artifact,
item.
This is item. Thank you. I was correcting myself.
Mm-hmm.
She readies. So, another Hades. And speak of the devil herself, Ursula.
Good old Ursula.
You can just keep questing on Ariel as long as you keep playing cheap artifacts.
Items. Yes, cheap items.
I am going to tap my forests, and you can't stop me.
It's okay. One thing I wanted to mention was one of the cards I pulled, White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. This card is actually really good in my Ruby Amethyst control deck because it allows me to tap 1 ink or exert an ink, exert the Pocket Watch, and I give a character Rush this turn, so that way they can challenge right away. And it is really good when you're trying to take control of a board, especially if you have a Gaston out.
We got it.
Yeah, be prepared.
So like he was saying, it's a 7 cost. It's uninkable. Downside for me at least, but it's really powerful because it banishes all characters. It doesn't care about ward, so it'll take out those pesky Kuzcos. And then my favorite uncommon of the whole set, Flynn Rider, Charming Rogue, because he's a 1/2 who quests for 2. I mean, a 2-drop that quests for 2 is good alone, but when he's challenged, the challenging player has to discard a card. And as we've discovered, Hand Hate is pretty useful, especially early game in this,
for sure.
in this game.
Now, another item I wanted to talk about, Eye of Fate. Now, this is another good one that goes into the aerial combo, because it costs 4, it can be inked, but the nice thing about this card is that you can exert it and give a character an extra lord this turn. So you just add it to the aerial and you just keep going crazy.
And it's not like that lore falls off either. It's a permanent buff till end of turn.
Yes.
So it's not like she's going to quest for 2 and then if you ready her, she'll quest for 1 again. She'll keep questing for 2 rather than questing for 1.
Yeah, it's pretty busted. It is pretty busted how it can be. Oh, man.
I honestly did not think we were going to have a chance to open packs for this anytime soon, so I am super glad that our producer came through for us.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, the 1-drop Maleficent. Another Taka.
Scar. Yeah, I got Flotsam and Scar.
Good old Flotsam.
I like Jetsam more than Flotsam.
That's fair. You're allowed to be wrong.
I just don't respect Rush enough. I know it's a failing. Rush has its place. It basically, that creature is targeted removal. Sorry, that character is targeted removal.
Let's see what we got going on here. Got another Kuzco. Kuzco's really good. And a Let It Go.
Magic Golden Flower. Another good one for your aerial deck.
Definitely.
Lady Tremaine. Ooh, another Tom. How come we're getting all of the aerial cards?
We really are.
I think he could build, just out of what we've pulled,
maybe
an item deck.
For sure. Could definitely build an item deck out of this.
I'm going to reach across you real fast, because this is...
Oh, yeah, I didn't... Yeah, they're new cards, so they're going to slip and go everywhere. So what have you been trying to build on Pixelborn?
So you've seen it. I early on developed a love for Flynn Rider and Cusco, and I have been playing Emerald Amethyst Bounce. So it's more of it would be considered a budget build right now because it doesn't use any of the princesses.
Yeah.
I haven't priced it out yet, but I'm pretty sure I could build it for about $100.
Okay.
The idea is basically tempo, so you use some of Amethyst's lower cost cards to build lore in little spurts. And while you're doing it, you just keep sending your opponent's characters back to their hand with Mother Knows Best. And then later in game, you can try to lock down their ability to quest with Mother Gothel, who, whenever she's exerted, your opponent's characters can't quest. That's wonderful until your opponent plays Dragonfire. Or just smacks her in the face.
One card I did just pull, A Whole New World.
Ooh, very
I
nice.
do like talking about this card. A Whole New World is a 5 cost, cannot be inked, but it has a fun ability. It is a song, which if you know the song, you probably should. A character that cast 5 or more can exert it to sing the song for free. Or you can tap or exert 5. Oh, yeah, good. Exert 5 ink to have each player discard their hand and draw 7 cards. It's a nice little, what we call a wheel effect. This has been used in a lot of the Amber Steel combo decks that are going on around at Pixelborn. Just to really like dig through decks. In some forms mill, but in other forms just to get card advantage and get to what they need to win it out. Definitely a good card.
There's nothing worse than having a hand set up that you've been carefully curating through the whole game because you opened up with, say, 2 Mad Hatters in hand and you're getting ready to finally put those out, and the Whole New World comes out and suddenly you've got 7 new cards, and yay, you've got 7 new cards, but everything you've been setting up is suddenly gone.
I've only done that once to you.
Once was more than enough, thank you.
Hades.
I'm surprised you didn't want to talk about Tink.
Well, we can talk about it because I just pulled another one.
Oh, okay then.
So we can definitely talk about Tink. So this was the Tinkerbell, the giant fairy that I was telling you about that combos well with Grab Your Sword. Remember, you can shift for 4, so if you have another Tinkerbell out, and you can just, instead of paying the full 6, you just pay 4 and put it right on top of that other Tink, and then you can have, as long as that other Tinkerbell came out the turn before, you can exert it, sing Grab Your Sword, and wipe your opponent's board. It's great. It's also a nice thing about this card, because during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. So it's a nice little, hey, I'm not only just banishing your character, but I'm also damaging another one too. It's actually really nice.
Because she banishes a lot of characters when she comes out because of that 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible to get...
Well, it's only when you challenge.
Oh, it is when she challenges?
Yep, it's when she challenges.
Oh, banishes in a challenge. I didn't see that. My bad.
Still a good card. Still a very good card.
This is a kind of lackluster pack. Got Tink, though. Good for shifting target. I love the art on this card.
It's so good. I've been liking the art of a lot of these cards.
Mini me would have wanted that as a Halloween costume. We got a Captain Hook, Thinking Happy Thoughts. And Mulan. I am determined to find a way to make this work. Whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge on your turn, your characters get +1 lore this turn. I will find a way to make this good.
So here's another couple other cards that go into my Amber Amethyst. So first we have John Silver here, which is a nice one. So whenever you play this character, and whenever he quests, chosen opposing character gains Reckless during the next turn. They can't quest and must challenge if able. That is what Reckless does, which is not bad. But 2 other cards that go in the deck that I was talking about, the Ruby Amethyst. We have Maui, who has both a Rush and Reckless. No lore on it, but this is a great card for if you need to clear characters off the board. I'm telling you, this card has won me a lot of games.
People really talked a lot of trash about that card and about Gaston when the cards were first being spoiled because it didn't have a lore value, but not every character has to be a lore machine. Some are just removal.
Yeah.
And disruption. And I think that's great about this game, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually going to open this pack and then talk for a bit because I am way ahead of you on pack opening.
It's because I savor my commons and uncommons.
I savor them too, I just know what they do.
I know what they do, but maybe, not everybody who's watching does. Mickey Mouse puts in a lot of work.
Mickey Mouse does put in a lot of work.
Mickey Mouse Detective, I mean.
Captain Hook, another Lilo, that's a good one. Lilo is really nice in aggro decks. It just costs 1. It can't be inked, but it's a 1/1 with 2 lore on there. It's really good. But to go further on, a lot of the more popular staples right now, like we're talking Rapunzel, Elsa, Be Prepared, all those cards that are going to be staples in the higher end tier decks, they're just outrageously expensive right now. It's why I'm really hoping that we're going to start seeing more cards come out soon. I know the allotment and everything has been set a lot less for the big box stores. Ooh, Moana, nice.
And Cruella.
And Cruella, that's a nice little pack. But,
it's no enchanted Mickey.
True. But it's something that I'm hoping will be fixed, be alleviated. I'm hoping they're going to keep printing Chapter 1. They probably should. I mean, they need to do a lot of reprinting of Chapter 1, hopefully before Chapter 2 comes out or while Chapter 2 is coming out.
Well, most games do continue printing their sets even once the other has come out. I mean, Magic the Gathering will print their sets for what, a year? After their release date. Pokemon does the same thing. Flesh and Blood just keeps printing everything. So I think we're gonna have to see these cards more. But I definitely feel like we need to see a lot more product in the mix before, ooh. Cold Foil Strange but Special.
Nice. Dragonfire.
But no, we're going to have to see a lot more of set 1 just out in the wild before November. Which, you're buying me a bunch of cards for my birthday. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I knew that was coming.
Ooh, Robin Hood.
Yeah, I know. I was reading on this because I actually haven't seen this card yet. So, Robin Hood is interesting. When you play this character, if an opponent has more cards in their hand than you do, draw a card, and during your turn, this character gains evasive. It's not bad. 4/4 for 6 with 2 lore. I like it.
The fact that he gains evasive on your turn is great because it deals with some of the problematic evasive creatures, which people are finding are actually problematic. Via the cannons. Hi, I'm basically Shock. There's Mother Knows Best. One of my favorite cards. Ooh, Bodyguard Maximus. Surprisingly, that card is not very expensive.
Yeah, no, that one's not too bad.
I think I'm down to my last 6.
Yeah, I'm down to my last 3, so let's see. Let's just take a peek here. Yes, you are. So I'll hold up on you. We got a Zeus here and a Genie. I like the Genie. Cold Foil, Develop Your Brain. Which is a nice card, by the way, Develop Your Brain. It's a nice little 1 cost. Look at the top 2. Oh, nice. Look at the top 2, put 1 in your hand, the other on the bottom of your deck. It's nice. That's a nice pack.
Yeah. Cold Foil, 1-drop Maleficent.
Nice, nice.
I feel like the 1-drops in colors other than Amber are less good just because of the lack of Bodyguard symbol on turn 2.
True. I mean, it's Amber right now is just really a strong color because of Bodyguard. And just because it's meant to go fast, and especially if you pair it with another color like steel, where this like steel feels to me a bit slower, it's something that they pair well together. Like you have the speed of amber and the, you know, the steadiness of steel. Like with ruby amethyst, amethyst is meant to go fast. It's card draw. You have cards like the Queen, Magic Mirror, Friends on the Other Side that draw you all these cards. And Ruby is meant to be the side of the more, okay, that's your control part of the deck. That is the part of the deck that is going, okay, we're going to banish that character. I'm going to challenge with, you know, my Maui and see where we go.
I would like to complain. These tokens, every time, if I just see the corner of them, I'm like, oh, did I get a full art? And then I look like, no, that is in fact the box puzzle.
No, you're not that. You're not as lucky as me.
You're right, I'm not. Because these probably came from the same case, and there's only one in a case.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, he's definitely got what he needs for aerial combo in here.
Potentially, yeah. All right, we're at the last 3 packs.
All right. Well, I think we already know who's winning, so. Because even
this wasn't a competition.
It was a competition.
I always win.
Everything's a competition.
Between us, yes.
That's why they stuck us on a show together. So we've got Aladdin, Minnie, Jetsam, my boy, Horace, Work Together, Cerberus, Donald Duck, Rafiki, Dr. Facilier's cards, Rare Genie, there she is, Dragon Maleficent, and a foil Control Your Temper.
Let's see, we got Dr. Facilier, Charlatan, Horace, No Good Scoundrel, Jasmine Disguised, Elsa Ice Surfer, Control Your Temper, Break, Ursula's Cauldron, which is another one that I use. This is a very fun card. It helps you really stack the deck a bit for you.
I've been surprised at how much mileage you get out of that card.
The Beast is Mine. Eye of Fates, Be Prepared.
Another one.
That's another good one. And ooh, we got Stitch Carefree Surfer.
Of all the enchanted arts, that's the one I want the most.
And Cold Foil Rafiki.
Very nice. I love the alternate art for that card so much. If you want to spend $500 on a birthday present, buy me sealed. Feel free to jump in here.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just looking at what you're pulling here.
Oh.
Seeing Friends on the Other Side I saw in there. That's a good one.
Do it again.
Do it again.
I feel like I need to use this, but it's uninkable, and that concerns me just because I already run. Fishbone Quill.
Fishbone Quill is really good.
This is a really good. This shows off what Sapphire does really well, and that's ink ramp. So it's kind of like Amethyst is card advantage.
Ooh, I got a really good pack here. Go on.
Amethyst is card advantage. Sapphire is your ink advantage. And what is your good pack?
So we got Lady Tremaine. We got Mickey Mouse, Brave Little Tailor.
We haven't pulled a BLT yet.
I know, I really want them. And a cold foil, Dr. Facilier, Agent Provocateur. Provocateur.
Very good pack.
Yeah, I really like that. I love Brave Little Tailor. That I run one of those in my not Amber. Now you got me doing that. Amethyst Ruby deck, and it is. You'd be surprised how well that gets me out of tight spots, especially with other evasive cards because it has evasive.
Yeah, it's problematic. And as an 8-drop, by the time that comes out, it's actually easier to recast than you'd expect it to be.
Oh yeah.
So I was holding a Mother Knows Best through the game because I knew he was going to have a BLT come out at some point. And I bounce it. He goes, okay. Drops it the next turn after a Be Prepared and just wipes it. And yet he had enough ink to both Be Prepared and.
Yeah, it's amazing when you have 15 ink. Let's go ahead and do your pack first.
So we've got in my final pack Abu, Timon, Tinkerbell, Peter Pan. This would be a decent draft pack. Mickey Mouse, Aladdin, Rapunzel letting down her hair, Rafiki, Dr. Facilier's cards, Dr. Facilier, Stitch, and Work Together.
Okay, and for mine, we got Healing Glow, Dr. Facilier Charlatan, Horace, Jasmine Disguised, Elsa Ice Surfer, Captain Hook, which is a very good one-drop in Steel, let me tell you. Rafiki, one of the better cards as well in Amethyst. Dr. Facilier's cards. Triton, Iago. Stitch Rockstar, which I like that. Definitely like that. And then a Cold Foil Magic Golden Flower to end it off.
Yeah, I definitely think between the BLT and the Mickey Mouse enchantment, you won the day there.
We're going to go ahead and put this away very nicely. That way.
A nice little case.
Yes. Bam. Just like that.
Yeah, you always want to make sure when you're opening stuff, just have some perfect fits or a case or something on hand in case you pull something really good.
Like that.
Yeah. It's always better to be prepared than not prepared.
It's true. It's very
You always
true.
want to be the person casting, be prepared, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think that's everything today.
I think that is. I think we've
covered stuff.
We've got a lot of cleanup ahead of us.
Yep, we've opened packs. We've had a good time.
Probably should have yeeted this off the table.
That's fine. So,
well, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Lorcana Rundown. I'm Silver.
I'm Andrew.
And we'll see you later this week for some more gameplay.